Stefen Molyneux versus Peter Joseph, 1 year away. Just want to make some observations. I just saw Mr. Joseph on a London Real interview. I guess this London Real guy, he's kind of like this buff guy that interviews a lot of the conspiracy subjects, a lot of the conspiracy people, if you will. A lot of the people that are on the internet, talks to him. He's pretty much a white guy that lives in London that seems to be an American. Talk to Mr. Joseph. I haven't really kept track with Mr. Molyneux at all. I have had a lot of discussions back and forth with a lot of his acolytes, if you will, since I made that video a year ago. And I had a discussion with one of them, Moonerite. I apologize if I mispronounced that, sir. It was somewhat contentious, but it ended well, because he had critiqued some of my arguments that I made in my video. And I just said, hey, look, at one point I said, hey, I'm full of shit. I don't know. And I don't know. And that's a thing that I'm different about both these young men. They're both young men to me. I think Stefen is, in his early 40s. Correct me if I'm wrong. Peter Joseph is in his 30s, early 30s, I believe. And they're know-it-alls. Both of them. They're know-it-alls. And a lot of their fans are know-it-alls. And I'm not saying that's bad. I'm not knocking them. I think Mr. Joseph, if he's pushed, he'll say he doesn't know. And he has a sadness about him, and a tragedy, and a sense of tragedy, and a sense of beauty about him. I think of the two, he's an artist. Stefen is not an artist. Stefen is more of a businessman type. And he's done well. Mr. Joseph is... he has a sadness about him. He does. And the London Real interview was telling. He had just been working his ass off. When we saw moving forward in 2010, he said that he had been working 20 hours a night, 20 hours a day for like almost a year. That's what he had said. And I kind of, when I put on those interviews, I'm kind of like, I was texting back and forth. I have a new friend that, I'm texting her back and forth and saying things back and forth and listening to him. And she said, what are you doing? I'm listening to an interview. And he was talking about different issues. So I think they're both know-it-alls. And I think they both believe in scarce resources, in the finiteness of the earth. And I think that's ultimately where they're coming down. Both of them believe that the earth is finite. And both of them think, one of them thinks, well, things suck. So whoever's the market decides gets it, they should get it. Other people should die. The hell with them. Of course, we've never really got the market, so if the market came along and saved them, they would be fine, and less of them would die, and we'd find stuff, and they point to how bad the Federal Reserve System is, how bad the government system is, and how bad this is, and so forth and so on. That's Mr. Molyneux. And Mr. Joseph said, well, if we just thought things through and used a resource-based approach, so forth and so on, things would be better. And they talk about transitioning and so forth. I don't know about all that. I don't know, because from where I'm sitting, things are okay. And I don't know how it could be different with the system that we have right now. But I'm very hopeful that it can change. I don't believe that we need know-it-alls like these people. I don't think we do. I don't think we need Jacques Fresco to come along and go in there and be president, or Peter Joseph. We don't need a study in system theory. We don't need any of those things. We need the 1% and the people in power to knock it off. That's what we need them to do. We need them to stop what they're doing and straighten up and do what they know is right and quit ruining this planet. That's what we need. Now, they may be able to get away with it. Mr. Joseph said we'll all be dying in 2050 and so forth and so on. And Peter, if I may call you Peter, I don't want to be too familiar, because I like you very much. I like you. When I see you, I like you. I like you. You remind me of my children. I like you that much. I like you. You're a good person, and I like you, but you don't know, bro. You don't know. I'm saying that. I call my kids bro. You don't know. You don't know what's going to happen in 35 years. You don't know. You don't know what these people have on tap, what they're not telling you. You don't know what technology is going to solve. You don't know. I wish you would just get a girl and, excuse my language, fuck her brains out and have a couple of kids and let it go, bro. Let it go. Now, Stefen, I think, if I may be calling you Stefen, I think you're too much of a know-it-all little asshole. Now, you're very smart, you're very bright, and I have to say that your acolytes overall were very polite to me, and I like them. I like you. I think you're a very smart man. I like you. Your bomb in the brain was fantastic, but I don't know why you attack people like you do and why you do the things you do. I think you're getting paid by someone to do that. I do. I don't think you're being sincere in everything you do. And I think you're way too smart not to understand what Stefen was saying when I could understand him. And I don't believe this thing about this free market business. I don't believe it ever went like that. And I don't believe that that's how it's going to work. And I don't think you do either. I don't think you're that stupid. Because human history would tell you different. Human history is full of examples of government action working. Now, I understand from where you're saying, and I understand that. I have a degree in economics. I went to the University of Texas at Dallas and got my degree and sat there and listened to those people and got, lectured and made to feel like stupid and asked all those questions. I understand where you're coming from, and you guys have a lot to offer. I'm not mad at you per se. But we have a system in place, and I guess what I'm trying to say is, I'm not that negative. I don't think that we're going to go your route. I ultimately think Mr. Joseph's going to win because I ultimately think the big shots, the people with money, think like he does. I don't think they're going to let us have an anarchic system. I don't think it's going to happen. I think ultimately what I've tried to say in other videos is I think these people are resource-based. I think Shell Oil and the energy companies, they know what's going on. I don't think we're doomed. Now, I'll be honest. I don't like the American empire. I don't like the fact that my friends that are Palestinian, that their whole families are being wiped out and they're being destroyed. And I don't like the American war state. I don't like that I hear Guardian articles that American troops are guarding opium fields and all these terrible things that I hear from people like Alex Jones and others. I don't like any of that. I don't like what happened early in the century and what this century of conquest. I don't like that. But ultimately, I have to trust Barack Hussein Obama, George W. Bush, Miss Hillary Clinton, if she gets elected, Chris Christie, if he gets elected, whoever gets I have to trust the President of the United States, whoever it may be. And I do. I'm a proud American. I had seven bones broken all out my body. I broke my neck. I had 13 different surgeries all over my. If it wasn't for the U.S. Air Force, the U.S. Navy, and the U.S. Army, I would be dead. They put me back together over and over again. As a kid, when I'd break something, I'd take them to a military op, and they saved me. I owe my life to them. I wouldn't be here without the U.S. military. So I have to thank them and give them honor, and I have to be loyal to who has been loyal to me, and not you guys. So I would have to say that I'm a loyal opposition, and I hope that you would do better. And I have to say that your acolytes, both of you, have overall been polite to me, and they're very outstanding people. I think the energy is with the libertarian cause, with the Paulites, Rand and Ron, with Mr. Molyneux, with those type of people. I think they have the energy. But I think the brains and I think the big money is behind Mr. Joseph and this organization and this system. And I think it's going to happen whether we like it or not. It's going to happen. Well, as I said before, we're 120 years from the age of Aquarius. We're ending the age of Pisces, and we're going into a new age of mankind. And technology is increasing, as Mr. Kurzweil has explained, fastly, and things are happening so fast, we don't even understand it. And I think the world is going to keep going. And I have to say that I'm attached. I'm invested. I want to live. I enjoy life. I'm happy. And I can't look at all these horrors. I see these people post these pictures of the Palestinian babies that get killed and the terrible things that happen. And I'm sick. I can't even look at it. It hurts me. It hurts me. And I hope that we all do better. I hope we do better. And I don't know exactly what I said. I just want to say that I think you guys have a lot going for you. I'm glad that Stefen recovered from his illness, and I'm glad he's okay. I hope he's a kinder, gentler person and quit cutting out the tricks. And I hope Peter, Joseph, Murillo, whatever his name is, I hope he goes out and has some babies, okay? And quit worrying about the world. The world doesn't need you to save it, okay, sir? Thank you very much for listening. Bye-bye.